I'm Brady, right?
Right.
Here's the reality with Brady. The last, let's say, 2 years, let's more specifically go last year. Let's do last year just for safety for this point. Last year, what was the rhetoric around New England and around the country? The rhetoric was Brady's still phenomenal. He just doesn't have good receivers. And Brady felt the same way. And so he's like, all right, I'm going to go to Tampa where I have so much talent around me offensively. I can throw it wherever. I'm going to be good. Then I watched the game today, and I sat there going, this is the Patriots last year. That's what this is. And this is not a week one overreaction because we watched it last year. Go watch the Titans-Patriots game last year, wild card round, and then go back and and watch this game. You saw this game today. Go back and watch Titans-Patriots from last year. It's literally the same game. It's literally exactly the same because I kept getting this feeling throughout that entire game where I went, oh, God, Brady doesn't trust his receivers. He doesn't.
Which is very strange. Because the man claims he went there because he was excited about the pieces.
But really quick, so here's the deal. In this game tonight, he didn't trust anybody. The only guy he really trusted was Scotty Miller. And honestly, Chris Godwin had more targets, but Scotty Miller was the only guy he really trusted. Brady has a trust problem with his receivers.
I mean, I think he's paranoid.
You feel like it's a paranoid thing. Why?
Yeah. Because Tom Brady has succeeded at such a high level. I think it's paranoia, and I think it's Tom Brady kind of having to deal with the fact that, holy shit, I'm not the Tom Brady that I used to be. I'm not the man who used to be able to just rocket the ball downfield. I mean, some
of those can.
But those were looking very Peyton Manning-esque to me, some of his throws. They were looking real duckish.
That's where I disagree.
Robert. They were looking really duckish. And it's just no slight on Tom Brady, right? The man is 41 years old.
He's 43.
43. The man is 43 years old. He should, in reality, your arm strength is not going to be the same as when you were, 21 or 23, whatever. It's just natural,
My biggest thing with Brady is I still feel like physically he's 43 going on 30 physically. I've always felt that way about Brady.
But what about mentally?
That's the problem. That's the problem. The problem that I have is he has literally the most weapons of anyone in the league. Even Patrick Mahomes doesn't have the kind of weapons that this guy has. And yet he doesn't have the confidence to say, let me just throw it to these guys. Mike Evans, you know what? I'll excuse him. He had a hamstring. I was expecting him to not perform well. But Godwin only getting 7 targets. Scotty Miller only having 6. Not even to mention that the running game was garbage today.
Yeah.
Other than one big run by Ronald Jones.
Yeah.
It's honestly just so... I mean, I get it. Last year we were all kind of complaining about, oh yeah, the receiver core isn't good. But I'm sorry, this proves that wasn't the case at all.
I mean, weirdly... I swear, I had a moment sitting there going, if I squint well enough, I could swear I'm watching the Bucks from last year. Just
in some ways.
A quarterback, a great receiving core, an okay running back core, and a quarterback who's making bad decisions throwing the ball. Half sometimes and making good decisions other times. That throw he made into coverage that got intercepted was
the pick
atrocious.
6. Yeah, it was atrocious. The thing is, I don't even have to squint. My eyes are wide open, and I'm watching Patriots Titans from last year.
In a way, I was joking, but
right. But I get you're joking. But do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, I get it.
It's so similar.
Yeah. And it's kind of unfortunate, I'm starting to think Tom Brady's downfall will be his mental state. You know?
Because physically, I still think he can perform.
Yeah.
I just feel like I feel like this whole thing is ridiculous. He just has to get out of his head and play football.
Yeah.
And trust who's around him. And yet he can't. And yet he has Bruce Arians, who's an offensive coach, who basically rebuilt Carson Palmer's career. Have some confidence.
Yeah.
This isn't hard. When it's Tom Brady and how much he focuses on his body and how much he focuses on his game, this isn't hard.
You do also have to think about the fact that this is a man who spent the last how many years of his spent his entire career in one place, being quite literally the most beloved man in an entire state.
Yeah.
And now he's in a new foreign land. Like,
and again, I gotta preface this. This is not a week one overreaction take.
right.
This is not even close. Watch the Patriots last year. It's exactly the same. The tape is out there. It's the same thing.
Are you saying that you think Tom Brady's problem was mental last year?
Yes. N'Keal Harry is better than 12 targets.
Yeah, that's true.
That's an...
I actually had kind of that thought during the playoff game against the Titans. There were times when he was just overthrowing people and just not hitting people when it just looked very un-Tom Brady-esque. And it's like, kind of in your head, aren't you there, Tom?
That's what it is. Because physically, I think he's 30 years old. I don't think he's 43.